Okay, so on page 1, so you will be given like table of values, and you will be asked which one shows a linear relationship. How do you tell if a table has a linear relationship? What do you check when you're given a table? Sorry, I heard it over there. I heard it. Common difference, right? So first difference, if you subtract backwards, notice here is by 3, by 3. So my y value is a difference of 3 throughout. The other thing you have to check as well is that your x is going up by a common difference as well. Right? This one, exponent rule, remember that when you multiply, you add the exponents. When you divide, you subtract the exponents. Okay? This, you have to do the box plot. We did those. So you can see Q2 is 17 and the maximum is 33. So when you subtract it, you have the 16. Number 4, again, I see this question on EQAO all the time. Tenzi? Okay, I see this question on EQAO all the time, but be very careful. This is figure 1. So to find the equation of the line, you need when it's figure 0. So go backward one more. It's at 6. So your B value is 6, not 9. Okay, this is a common mistake that people do. You do have to go back to when x is 0. Okay. This one, remember last week I said it depends if it's a loan or investment. So here it tells you it's a loan. So then you need to know which one is it's more beneficial to you. Okay. This one, algebra, definitely some algebra questions on the exam and on the EQAO. So letters to the left, numbers to the right, and then solve. Okay. On the final exam for these type of questions, don't forget to simplify. I From what I recall, I think I asked for mixed number. That's the final answer. Okay, so a reduced mixed number. If you do not reduce, it is a half a mark off. Okay, this one we went over. Remember if they have the same base, it's a third between a pyramid and prism. Okay, since you know remember also the wording. Okay, so you can say it's 3 times or a third, depending on how they word it. If they're wording the prism first or the pyramid first. Okay. Coding question. That's why we've been doing some coding together. So if you put in 7 as the initial value and then 0, then you will get an error message. So that checks if it's a 0 on the denominator, then you know it will be an error. Okay, number 9, again, another drag and drop question. Okay, so when you do subtract 20%, you get the 0.4, and then when you times it by 60%, you get the 4/3. Okay, and then this is some survey type of question that we were talking about. Okay, so this one is more like common sense. Logically, you want to know the location and number of recycled bins.
Wait to correct, which information is not required.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Okay, so not required. So yes, make sure you read the question carefully. Okay, if you just skim through the question, then you will make a silly mistake. All right. And then another thing to pay attention to is which 2 points can be found in the region. Okay. When they ask for 2, if you only circle 1, when you try to submit it, it will give you a red message saying that you did not finish this question. Okay. Just like when we did it in class on the Chromebook, it will give you an error message saying that you didn't finish this question. So make sure you don't click submit again. You go back to the question. Never, never, never leave any multiple choice question blank. On EQAO, everything is drag and drop and stuff. So don't leave any questions blank. The worst thing you could do is guess wrong. All right, but the best thing you could do is you guess right. Okay. So here x times y is less than -3. So this is your x value, that's your y value. Multiply it, see which one works. Okay. Circle property. You know that this angle is 90 degrees based on the inscribed angle rule. Okay, and so you get that x is 50. Okay, this one, the chapter 1. So change this into an improper fraction, change this into an improper fraction, and then multiply across. After you multiply it, long division to change it back into reduced mixed number form. Okay, here reading off a graph, so you can see that they meet at the 20-minute mark. Okay, so that's this is like stage 1. It's not part A. It's not session A. It's just stage 1 of part A. And then here would be stage 2 of part A still. So these 14 questions, in terms of timing, it should take you about 30 minutes. Right? And again, if you need more than the 30 minutes, it's fine. Right? So these 14 questions, 30 minutes. Okay. Here, remember, we did tons and tons and tons of these forming equations. So this is for each topping. Okay. And then this one, you start at 15, so that's your m, and then choose any 2 points on the line. You get your slope. Okay. Let's say this is a scatter plot. Then you would draw your equation of the line, and then you would choose 2 points on your line. Right? It doesn't have to be like a point that's given. You would want to choose 2 points that are on the line of best fit. Okay, and based on that, then you can tell for 30, sub in 30 in here, you'll get 45. Okay. Select 2 numbers that are both rational and real numbers. So remember the circles that we had. So natural numbers, and then what's after natural numbers? You do need to memorize this. After natural numbers are Noel? No. Yeah. Whole number, right? Okay, so including 0. What's after whole? Felix. Integers, good. Okay, and then after integers? After integers? Tenzi? Day 1 of the class. After integers, what type of numbers?
It's not exactly a strict definition, though.
It's not a definition question. It's just how can you guys remember what belongs to what? Right? What type of numbers?
Multiple answers.
Oh. Okay. Sunny, do you remember? Rational, right? Q. Okay, and then on the other side, this is the irrational, and all these numbers belong into the all this belongs, yep, real, right? Real number system. Real number system. Okay. What's the other system?
It's not other.
Imaginary, right? So you have the real and the real stuff and the imaginary stuff. Okay, so this was like day 1 all the way back. So I'm just
Imaginary cannot exist without a real, so it's not another system. It's all complex.
it's like when you said that, I'm thinking like in the real world, like what exists. Okay, so that was from day 1. Okay. If you don't remember what we did in day 1, make sure you try all these questions. We will do an exam review as well. Okay, so after the screen booklet, I do have the photocopies for the final exam. Okay, so this one, okay, you have earnings and you have expense. So earnings, money that you get in, expense, what you have to pay out. So if you want them to be equal, balance out, then when you add and subtract these numbers on, you can see if you get the equal sign. Okay, drag and drop. So when you distribute, you'll see that these two are equal to 4x minus 8. And then when you add and subtract like terms, you'll see that it doesn't. This one doesn't. Okay. I see a right angle triangle dealing with length, so I know I'm doing Pythagorean theorem. By the way, what anybody know what we call this set? This set of yeah, Pythagorean triples, right? Okay, so this tells you that these three numbers do form a right angle triangle. So the most common one that teachers use, 3, 4, and 5, or 5, 12, and 13. Right? Those three numbers will always make a right angle triangle. Okay, da, 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 da. So you do have to memorize the Pythagorean theorem if you haven't already done so. So when you're looking for the side length, you are subtracting. When you're looking for the hypotenuse, you are adding. Okay, this one right here, you will, just like on the last test that you had with linear system, you can be given a graph, an equation, and a table, and you have to be able to distinguish between the three. Okay. Okay. Number 8. So you see these arrows right here? So in the real thing, it will be a drop-down menu with options for you to choose. Okay. So remember how I was talking about if it's a one variable graph, we're talking about box plot, we're talking about like stem and leaf plot, pie chart, those type. And then when you're doing two variables, histograms, scatter plots, and line graph, okay, curve of best fit, those type. Okay, ratio, okay, 4 tablespoons is equal to 1/4 cups, so 12 cups. Okay, EQAO coding. If you're still having some trouble with coding, again, it's not gonna ask you guys how to code something on EQAO. It's just asking you for the main idea. And so the main idea is always like the first step is define your variables. Second step, ask the question. Third step is do the calculation, and then fourth step is the output. So they always ask this, where you drag and drop the code into the actual spot. Okay. Notice these ones, it won't actually work when you type this into the coding program. But again, it's the idea. Okay, drag and drop the two expression to make it work. So just be careful here. It's a subtraction sign in between. So when you distribute, you have to distribute that negative as well. Okay, number 12. Okay, so another number question. So to change 9.5 times 3, change this to an improper fraction and then multiply. So multiply just the top, you get 57/2. Change long division to change it back into a mixed number, you get the 28.5. Okay. Okay, so this one is just nice and easy. I can see the trend of the line. What does the word depreciate mean? Depreciate. Kingsley? Go down. What about appreciated? Go up, right? So that's all it really means. Okay. And that's it. Okay, so that's why on Monday you guys worked up to page 5. That was about 1 hour's worth. So that was like the session A. Okay, so up to page 5, you would have finished 1 hour's worth of question, about 27. Yeah, that was 27 questions. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm telling you, a lot of people do finish session A early. And just stick around, bring a book. Okay? You can be on your computer, just don't drain your battery. Okay.
What books are allowed and what books aren't allowed?
Math books are not allowed. English books are. No. Alright, so you can read about the history of calculus. Okay. So and then after the break, you guys will come back for the session B. Okay.